Hey everybody, welcome back to Roleplay Blades. We're in hour 2. We are about to do some murdering. So you guys have your target. You have Lady Clave. You have some general ideas about her, that she's the captain of a Leviathan hunter ship, and Rune, thanks to Rune's great effect vision, she kind of like saw where she actually is right now.
Oh, so that was like presently.
That was
I could see
present.
where she is.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Right.
It was
She's
like a
at the
direct
dock
connection.
right now. Okay.
Yep, and I think like it's up to you how you want to handle it, Anne. But like when the vision fades, if you want to, you can like hang on to that thread that connects the book to her, the mark to Lady Clave, to like, you know, track her or something if you wanted to, or you can let it be cut off so there's nothing connecting the two of you. It's up to you.
I don't know what like the implication is of leaving it connected.
Leaving it connected is like, that means there's some kind of magical business happening between the two of you that someone could theoretically mess with.
Okay.
But you know, it has its uses, or you can just be like, nope, I'm cutting it off. We're not connected.
Well, I think because, well, so the mark specifically is tied to Lady Clave, but then at the same time, I saw that shadowy figure petting Myth, and then with her hand on Raven's shoulder, right? So that was like two separate things that are all at the same time.
At the same time, yeah. Okay. And I think because you made your roll and everything, like you do get the impression like it's her mark, the shadowy woman, like that's her symbol, that's her. This is her thing. I mean, it's obvious, but just to make it clear.
Okay. What can I use that like magical tether for something?
You may be able to, yeah. It is a connection both to the Shadow Woman and to Lady Clave. So yeah, you could potentially use it both ways. Oh, or potentially to Careless. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of connected to all of them.
So. Yeah. I'll just leave it, I guess.
Okay.
So when do we need to like play out the scene of like when I come out of the vision?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the like kind of fogginess goes from my eyes and they return to their normal color. You can see that I've kind of like come back into reality in the present time or whatever. And I look at Careless and I just say like, so do you want to explain yourself?
Oh, Rune, I most certainly do. You have solved a riddle, and one that has, well, it's made me quite happy. Quite happy indeed. The woman that you are seeing is a very powerful figure, one of extreme import to me. It is she who slays in the darkness. Is this the same woman you saw outside of King Clave's, right, John?
Yeah. It is. It is the same woman.
Then this is a great time indeed. If she is with us, if she is giving us names, if she is working alongside us, well, we are in good company. Good company indeed.
So her name is She Who Slays in the Darkness. Is that her, like, that's what we call her?
Yep.
That's such a long name.
Yeah, she really needs a nickname.
Slayer. Okay. I guess I'm not sure, like, I feel confused by it, and I'm, like, not sure how Rune would react to this, because I don't...
He's just smiling at you, like, really, like, even more. I think his mouth's open a little bit. He's smiling so hard.
I think it's something that both of you, like, I don't know about you, Wheat, but Zeke, you're well-read. You've read a lot of mythology and occult books and stuff, and Rune, you've gotten a little bit of an education from Quellen on those kind of things, more practical than theoretical, I think. But it's a little bit like someone saying like Hecate or you know, like something that you would ring a bell, but it's not like Poseidon or something that's like everyone knows that. It's like kind of this fringe thing, like, oh yeah, I've heard of that, some ancient cult or goddess or something. So it would be familiar, at least the name would be.
Rune, if you are seeing her, then she has chosen you. And this is a moment that you will look back on, and we will celebrate someday. We will celebrate it, Rune.
Chosen me for what exactly?
That's the fun. We're not sure just yet, but if she has chosen you, it means that you are also another important person, and it's all starting to make a whole lot of sense. I knew why this group was assembled, and I knew why each of you were important to me, but now it's becoming even more clear. It's a good day, Rune. A very good day.
Mm. Well, I don't much like the idea of being the plaything of some mystical ghost, but myths seem to like her, so what the hell?
Very wise of you, Rune. It's okay to not like it, but I think it's time that you probably come to accept that that is just the way things are. We are all the playthings of some greater being.
In any case, I did see where Lady Clave is currently. At the docks with the Lancer right at this moment. I don't know if we're ready, but that's where she is.
Very good. And you see this? He kind of looks around the room and he's like, this conversation is moving at a quick clip, and that is exactly how I like it. We know where we need to go. Let's discuss how it should be done. It's, of course, left open to us. No accident needed, but I do like that we were allowed the freedom of moving away from our previous ordeal, except for, of course, Rune, without too much issue. What say you guys into the style of this one?
Didn't Lady Kinclaith, she said we could go crazy on these ones?
She
didn't
said
give us
ham, Rune, ham.
She-
It's a colloquialism from the youth of today. It's meant to mean we could do whatever we want. We could be exorbitant. We could be free.
Did she specify or not?
No. We
Okay.
just asked if we could go, like, ham.
My in-game answer is literally what was said.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the confusion is that when you first met her and when she was herself, she implied that she would be giving you instructions. But then when you went and met her again and she was all weird, she didn't give you any instructions.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Quick question. So this ship that Clave took,
Yeah.
it had a list of crew. Is
Yes.
this Clave's crew or is this Iramina's crew?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Marcus.
Okay. Well, that's what I want to find out because I have an idea.
That is a thing that you are good at finding out. It just so happens.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Because-
How would you like to find that? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I this way maybe no, won't raise her hand. Maybe we'll just sink the whole ship. But I don't know if it's her crew or if it's her friend's crew. But maybe we'll just sink the whole ship.
Sinking a Leviathan hunter is a very big ordeal, but your ambition, your willingness to blow up an entire ship and kill everyone on board, colored me impressed. I'm happy with this.
If I may.
It's like, that aircraft carrier in the harbor? Let's just sink it. It's a bold plan. It's a bold plan.
They did it in the early 1800s. Why can't we do it now?
It's not technically impossible. It's just very bold.
Well, not only is it a hard thing to do, but I'm sure the Lady Aramina will want her ship back at some point in time. I don't miss my guess.
Always thinking of others. A true team player. I think we should dial it back, but I do want to say, keep those kind of thoughts at least circling around in your head. I don't mind at all that you were thinking about sinking and killing everyone, but probably for this one, we dial it back.
Oh, that ship's been tainted at this point, but yeah, I guess you have a point.
Nuke the site from orbit is the only way to be sure.
Go back to the cards. Just kind of I tried. I tried.
Rune, in your vision, how many people were aboard this ship?
Did you say how many people were aboard?
I didn't say. I kind of you got a glimpse that
Yeah.
it was in dry dock being repaired. So it has a skeleton crew probably,
Okay.
and then workers working on the ship. So it's not like the ship crew is there. They're probably off on leave. But
Okay.
there were a dozen people, maybe.
Okay. In
And-
my vision, there were, well, the ship's under repairs, it looks like, and so it's in the dock currently. So
Oh.
there's just a skeleton crew. There's not a whole lot of people there. Not that I could see anyway. Although, keep in mind I didn't go prancing about the whole ship, as it were.
Well, if we want to make this easy, I definitely could pass for a worker, and I get in worker's clothes. I approach Lady McClave or Lady Clave, and I say, "There's something down here that you need to look at, and I want to know what your opinion is of what we should do."
A euphemism.
I'm sorry.
I may have missed the mark. Continue, please.
No, I get her attention, and I say, "There's something below decks that you should look at."
It really is a euphemism. Is that correct?
You need to pump
Although
the bilge.
I interrupted. I'm terribly sorry. Please continue.
No, I'm going to lie to her about a problem away from the other crew, and then I'll grab her by the throat and crush it like this, and then drop her, and then leave, and that's it. There it is.
Careless kind of looks around the group like, so it's not sex. Is that everyone is on the same page?
Well, is that part of the job? If we get extra coin for it, I suppose I could do something like that.
Before we kill her, you mean?
Either
Not
way,
after.
it don't matter to me.
Oh, really?
I did not need to know that. I did not need to know that.
No, it's just no. This isn't something I would do normally. This is for money. If I was getting an extra coin for it, I could do it. But no, of course, I'm not a nasty person. I like warm bodies.
You're professional. You're a professional necrophiliac. Not a,
Oh
Well,
god.
if someone paid me for it, I've poked out people's eyes and made them eat it before.
Also,
So this is not that bad.
much like Miss Cataby and her dedication and her willingness to sink an entire ship to get her target, your dedication and your willingness to commit necrophilia, while not necessary and probably shouldn't happen, I do have to say, your commitment, A+ effort. I do like it.
Hey, my motto when I'm working is a job's a job. Do the job, get the money, and that's all. My life is not my job. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I can't admit that I do, but I do want to offer to everyone. Look, we have an idea of infiltrating her group, sequestering her away, snapping her neck, as I understand it. That's one idea. Another one, a crew of a Leviathan hunter ship would need relaxation. They would have some form of a vice. They would have some place that they go to relax. If we could perhaps create that accident at that place, we know that they're at while their ship is in repairs, this too could come off as a natural occurrence, something that may be overlooked by most people. Or we could just rip her head off after we're on the ship.
Well, in my experience, keeping it simple is usually the best course of action. But if you want to make it look like an accident, I mean, I could break her neck, then push her off the boat.
Well, we do, moving forward, can now take advantage of the ritual I performed earlier this evening that will prevent the crows, of course, from knowing that we've killed anyone, so we don't have to worry so much about being surreptitious.
He looks at you and he's like, as much as Aldo is a team player, Rune, you are what we call an MVP. Do you know what that stands for?
I don't.
Neither do I. But it means that you're very important. And you're doing good work.
Thank you.
And I look at Miss Cataby and I'm like, you, haven't complimented recently, are very pretty, by the way. Nothing we. You're Miss Cataby, by the way. You're muted.
You're muted.
I said, I know.
And that is exactly the kind of self-awareness that we need. So look,
So I'm.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
When it comes to the planning period, is there any kind of reconnaissance we could do too?
Yeah, you guys still have this free downtime action. Anne kind of got you some info, but with her cool move. But if you want to, yeah, like you were kind of saying maybe you want to like consort around and find out who's loyal, who used to work for Lady Kinclave, maybe who works for Lady Clave. You could do that. You could reconnoiter the boat and like look for a good way in and stuff. If you're using deception, like pretend to be laborers, then the way in is obvious. But if you want to sneak or something, or you want to assault,
I mean, the reason I was trying to find out if it was crew or your Munis crew is because I thought that was important if I did decide, that the boat should be sunk. So that
right.
that's not the plan that we've decided to go for. And Academy respects that decision. She'll get another chance.
So
it seems only obvious that like I could absolutely obtain the blueprints for some sort of a ship like this to know exactly what we need to do.
That is also a thing you could do.
Well, do we think they're on the ship while it's being repaired, though? Is that something people do? Like they live on the ship?
Well, there's people who are repairing the ship. So.
And Rune definitely saw that your target was on the ship. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
With other people, yeah. So do we get a downtime action right now, or
the crew gets one?
The crew as a whole gets one.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you guys can do a group action together or whatever, but you have like one sort of setup thing to do here. So
okay.
If you're doing a deception, acquiring assets might be a good thing to do. You could like get outfitted to look like ship laborers. So that's just not a question. You can be like, yeah, we're here. We have our arc welder and we are tanks of, our torches and whatever.
I don't think anyone's gonna believe Rune is a.
Well, don't sell yourself short here. Just while all
tiny woman, like
women can work too, Anne.
Okay, but if it's all beefy docker dudes that like are Aldo's height, and then this little like just teenager girl walks up, I don't know.
It's on the docks if you want to click escape.
Call him beefy. He's not.
Oh wait, can I? Oh, I guess I don't know if this would count. Because don't I have my like friendly crew people are dockers, right? The fog something. Where is that?
Yeah. You
you
have the foghounds, the smugglers. They're friendly towards you, or they're like +1 status, so that you're not like super chummy, but they like you. Yeah, they have like smuggling boats and stuff that are all like painted black, non-reflective. They could smuggle you like into the guts of the boat if you wanted to just sneak in there. That they could help you do that for sure.
In the dark of night, we could like submarine our way onto the ship.
Totally.
I like the idea of us just disguising ourselves as repair people. There's going to be a lot of them on this gigantic ship. And perhaps someone is like, hey, I need you to come take a look at this. And then there we are. And there she goes.
I mean, I like the idea. I don't know what you imagine I'll be doing this.
Perhaps you are a lookout, or you perform the ritual off boat, if you can from such a distance. If not, we're going to have to make you a little bit messy, and as if you are someone that would be working. So we will cover your face with dirt, put a cap on you, and a little bit of elbow grease can go a long way.
I'm willing to try. I'm nervous that someone will notice.
Rune, of course somebody will notice. It's murder. It really builds into the game. Is that okay with everyone then? We disguise ourselves as repair people, make our way on the ship, coordinate finding her, getting her alone, and then Aldo can make it appear as if a hard hat area would have been recommended.
What if, now hear me out here, what if Rune and use their connections
okay
at Hold on, I'm looking up the name. At the
Aldo, you have me at the edge of my seat.
there we go. Use the connections at the leaky bucket by saying, gather round, everyone. There's a free drink on the leaky bucket. Come back later, and while they're gathered, she has a pitch for them. So they're all taken care of. Their eyes are all on her and their drinks. And then that's less eyes on me while I talk to the lady.
I have no idea what you just said.
No.
Wait, are you suggesting that they're all at the? Are they? Is that where they're at?
No, they're on the ship. They're
Right,
like
but-
the crew is on the ship, and our target is on the ship. So
All
we
right, let me see if I can explain this a little better.
have.
All right. You take a dozen full mugs of drink in your hand on a tray or whatever. You bring it onto the ship. Say, hey, all you workers, this is compliments of the leaky bucket.
You know,
You get one free
I can do
one
that.
now.
What
See
if she-
I'm
Miss
saying?
Academy?
I said I can do that.
I don't much like the idea of carrying a tray of drinks, and I do think that Miss Cataby would be much better at dealing with these people. I think we should have. I like the plan of Aldo and Carolus disguising themselves as workers. We can have Miss Cataby with the drinks as a distraction, and perhaps I wait off with somewhere else to be for our escape. You know, we know how we're going to get on the ship, but we haven't talked about how we're going to get off once Miss Clave has been taken care of.
Well, it's quite simple. I just ask each and every one of you, can you swim? Can you swim? If you can swim, well, it's pretty easy escape off the boat.
I don't think you understand the waters that the Leviathan Hunter goes through. I do like your enthusiasm, though, Miss Cataby. First, it's sinking a ship. Now it's swimming with demons. Let's try to dial it back again.
Sorry, Jeff. The ship is at the docks. The Leviathans are not there. They're out at sea, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what people say when they get bitten by a shark, John.
It's true. It's true.
What was the shark doing here? Well, then there it is.
Okay, then we just jump off the boat. Is the plan? All right.
Well, it's just one plan.
so
I'm not saying you
let
got
me-
to go with that one.
Let me interject. Let me.
wait? On a rowboat.
Go ahead, John.
Sorry, John. Go
So
for it.
no, it's fine. It's fine. So here's the thing we can do. This is good. We have a general idea. We have a sort of deception plan with sort of two parts. So there's like Miss Cataby gets everyone wasted or drawn away for free drinks, and then Aldo alone maybe or with other people.
With Careless.
Tries to find Miss Lady Clave in the boat. Rune knows exactly where she is via her connection, but you could just search room by room if you wanted to. And then, so and then deceive her to get her alone, right? So it's like a deception plan with two parts. Sort of an initial maneuver. If that succeeds, then all the workers and stuff will be taken care of. They'll be like off the table, kind of,
Right.
for phase 2. So it's a linked plan. It's two deception plans back to back, and the first one lets you say, "Aha, we've taken care of all these laborers. They're out of the picture." And then when we do the second part, John, you can't be like, "All the workers show up," because we took care of that.
Okay.
The stuff for like where you actually are specifically, how you escape, all that stuff. We can do it on the fly if you want to, and with flashbacks. So it's totally fine. Like once we get going, it's totally fine to say, I have a flashback. I got a rowboat and I'm in the rowboat or whatever.
Okay.
I know it's weird to do that, but
I like it.
we can just try it. We can just try it out and see.
Okay.
And
Let's try John's way. In the
Yeah,
future,
okay.
let's do argue about it and plan for 2 hours and then do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, you guys are quick. It's only been like 20 minutes. It's not bad.
Yeah. Well, so I think that what I'll do then with Rune is just sit like on the docks, and then is it possible that I just like use myth as like a scout for them?
Totally. Yeah.
So
You
then
could,
I'm like not physically on the boat, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
helping them via like mystical connection.
you can totally do that. Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
And yeah, like because you can see where Lady Clave is with your power, so you can kind of like guide them.
Right.
Or something. Yeah.
Can
that's
I?
all.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
So they'll just
Uh,
follow myth on the ship.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. So, deception plan number 1. Deception plan A. Let's see how that goes.
Shall I?
Um,
I thought you would never ask.
so,
Do it.
Miss Cataby,
Yes.
you're
I am.
you're doing the honors for this
Oh.
first part.
Great.
So
If she rolls a 6, by the way, she can choose to sleep with up to 3 men. I think a D3.
I'm just serving the drinks.
So since you guys have this extra downtime action squirreled away, first, Wheat, if you
Yes.
would make an acquire asset roll,
Oh, how do I
Which-
do such a thing?
which is it's on the downtime thing, but I'll just tell you. You roll the cruise tier, which is 0. So you're gonna click make a fortune roll on your character sheet,
Okay.
and it's 0 dice, and the sheet will take care of that. So basically, we're deciding with this because you have this extra downtime action. Instead of it just being any old mead or wine or booze, you're actually getting it from the leaky bucket, and you want something potent potentially, right? You want something to
Sure.
help you pull off this deception, and basically you're leveraging your tier with the leaky bucket and with Martin Gull to be like, look, we're the type of people you want to help out, right?
Right.
So, this role will determine how good the stuff is that you get for the first part of the plan.
So what happens when you roll 0 dice again?
So when you roll, it should do this automatically, but when you have 0 dice, you roll 2 and take the lowest result.
Does anyone want to help Miss Cataby?
Well, no, actually, that might be better. Well, it takes the lowest. I get fuck no.
Yeah, so you can help, and also after you roll, you can spend coin to bump up the
Or I
outcome.
could just stress on this and just take a dice.
Well, I can help because Martin is my like vice purveyor, so I have a previous relationship with him that I'm assuming is at least friendly because I'm buying stuff from him. So,
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. They are your vice purveyor.
so I can just take one
totally makes
stress
sense.
and then it gives you a die, right? Yep.
Yep.
And I could take a stress and give a die to, or take a die too.
It's 2 when you help yourself.
It's 2
Two-
and I
2
help
for 1.
myself.
Hell of a deal.
Only because it's drinks, and that I don't think Cataby wants to let anyone down. So I'll take that 2 stress.
Gonna do it?
She-
2
she
dice.
keeps them up.
Are you ready for it, Jeff? Are you
I'm
ready
ready.
for it, Mr. Firm?
So ready.
Bam.
5.
5.
Nice.
I'll take it.
Nice.
Only 2 dice. So you didn't help yourself. I like it. Nice.
No, he did. He had
I did.
0, and then
Start-
yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit! There's a new clock. I just noticed.
There's
There's
a,
a new clock
there's
for
a new clock.
earning her favor.
You
She-
added a secret clock, John?
No,
What?
It's not secret. It's right there.
I don't know I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Interesting. I added a clock on you. It's called DM bullshit. So 3 out of 4.
Is there a clock?
He
Should
like
I
added that while
Oh.
no one was paying
move
attention.
it over? Move it over so everyone can see at home. Might be hard to see. It's right in the middle there. I can make it bigger. So
Sneak.
Ultimate hater.
guys can. It doesn't really increase this type size though. Sadly, it
It's
says it's the favor of she who slays in darkness, and you got a tick, Anne. So good job.
I hope that's good. I don't. Okay. That's
Have to wait.
that's fine for now.
Yeah.
I know. Fine for now.
One tick.
All right.
Nice.
five,
So
what does that mean?
So 5 means you get. He doesn't give you the cheap stuff, and he doesn't give you his best whiskey. He gives you like legit, like what these guys would want to drink. So you're going to be able to entice them with booze, and of course with Miss Cataby's winning charm and good looks.
Of course, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Bam.
Shake your groove face, shake your groove face.
So you're going to do a thing here. It's a linked plan. It's like a setup action for the rest of the crew, Wheat. So it's not a score on its own. Sometimes you do like a mini job and then you do another related one, but this is just a one-off thing that Miss Cataby's doing.
Mhm.
So we're going to do an engagement roll for the crew, the rest of the crew, when they engage with the ship and finding her and all that.
Okay.
And you're going to make that better for them, hopefully. And you get to tell me the action. I think it's kind of obvious. It's probably consort, but it's up to you how you actually want to go about it.
Yeah, of course. I think that's the way to go about it for sure.
Cool.
For sure.
So we cut into Miss Cataby. Are you dressed as usual? Are you yourself, or are you in a different garb?
I think you a little bit different garb, because obviously I've got to play the part.
Sure.
But it's still server attire in a way where it is.
Hashtag protect the hymen in the chat, please.
Yes, please. Wait, what kind of place, before I answer this, is the leaky bucket?
So you're just picking up the drinks at the leaky bucket. You're going from there to the ship with, like, you're delivering drinks to the laborers on the job. So when we cut to you, you're going to be actually like down at the docks.
Here's I am wearing black pants, button-up white shirt, and I've got my satchel that has 3 cups inside, and I've got the mugs of ale, or whatever, mead. Did you say mead? Did you say ale?
It's ale, and you have like a bottle of whiskey too, like squirreled away.
Great. That's also
pass around.
So right.
Yeah.
That's somewhere.
Nice. So yeah, it's the docks are 24/7. They're going just constantly. There's bales being moved, boxes, cranes, workers, minks calling from the corners for a diversion for an evening for money, gamblers. They're multi-tiered. A lot of the docks have protrusions built out over them with cranes that trundle on these big beams to lift stuff off the ships, and a whole flotilla of boats with masts swaying and metals, modern steamships, and then the Leviathan Hunter, which is gigantic. It's the size of a city block, towering over everything up on its this platform in stilts, with one side torn down and metal workers laboring away, sparks of their machinery flying everywhere, smoke. And the Claves are very well to do. The name carries a lot of weight, and so they're not being mobbed. A lot of the other ships, when they come in, like they get urchins run up for handouts, and vendors pop up and start selling stuff to sailors coming home, stuff for your sweetheart on your way back to your house and all that. But they're not doing that here. There's this nice kind of dead zone around the Lancer. And there's a couple of blue coats on the corner that have obviously just been paid to hang out and be security on the dockside, just watching the place. And then there are 4 Clave House guards. They're dressed like French Revolution era coachmen, with like the short knee-length pants and white stockings and buckled shoes and tricorn hats and these long coats with gold brocade. And one of them has a long pike. He must be the officer or something. And they have long rifles and pistols and sabers at their belts. And they're arrayed in front of the ship in this ceremonial fashion. Like, it's more like crowd control, right? They're like, fuck off this, do not bother this area. And then underneath the ship, where it's raised and through the belly of the dry dock there, lots of parts coming in and out and all kinds of things. So as you approach, the workers see you, men and women both working, all just covered in grease and grime, and their clothing all blackened. And they see this woman approaching who looks like a server of some kind, carrying mugs and stuff. And the workers see you from a distance under the electric lights of the street of the docks there. And they start to like clamber down and approach. So they're coming at you head on. And the captain like of the personal detachment guard, he makes a beeline to intercept you, to give you the rigmarole, right? Like, who are you? What's the meaning of this? I was not informed. That kind of crap, right?
Sure. Sure.
So
Yeah.
What's your opening gambit here with?
I mean, I'm like got all this to say a lot, and I just say, you know, the dockmaster picks a ship each week and rewards the men with some ale. And you, my friends, happen to be the winner this week. And although I'm not sure a rowdy bunch like yourselves deserves it, them are the rules. And so I'm here delivering what is rightfully yours. So at this point, I kind of talk over the captain if I see the workers coming. And I'm kind of like, who wants a drink? And more address them.
Yeah, they definitely want a drink. Chief Helker is his name. You would know Helker? Chief Helker. He's like this most senior docker.
Okay.
Who would handle that kind of thing. So you can name drop him.
Then okay. Then I guess I would be like, oh, and Mr. Helker, Captain Helker. Is it Captain?
Master Helker.
Master Helker. I've got a special gift for you. And I think
yeah. So, well, sorry, Master Helker. He's the guy that would have sent you.
that's what I
was trying to say. You could name drop that guy to give it some weight. Which, by the way, is the same name of the lieutenant on the Lancer. There must be in the same family.
Then I say, then as I pull out the bottle of whiskey, I would say Master Helker sends his regards.
Nice. Yeah. That will definitely like ring a bell with this guy. Okay. That guy's Helker's a big deal. Helker's a big name at the docks. Like everybody knows, you don't fuck with them. Cool. All right. Let's see how your setup action goes. You're gonna make a consort roll.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of on your own. We can do help via flashbacks.
What's a devil's bargain?
Yeah, I think we can probably come up with a devil's bargain here, right?
Yeah.
Or could I just be like acting as like a side waitress, like helping her carry the beers?
Totally.
Like, I'm not talking, but I'm just like holding a tray because she like physically couldn't carry.
Are you dressed in your like Garrett Thief leather outfit, or are you like in your servant's garb?
Yeah, probably mostly in like servant's garb. I still have a couple of my leather belts because they're like
only have 4 belts.
It's like if a server outfit ran through a Hot Topic store quickly.
Just whatever stuck to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So do I take a stress for that too?
For what?
For assisting with this part of the.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 1 stress for a bonus die for wheat.
Yeah.
And then let's give you a devil's bargain, wheat. There's so much going on here. In exchange for a bonus die. So in the past we've done extra heat, right? That's always an easy one to say, like, yeah,
right.
You get a bonus die here, but you're attracting a lot of attention. I feel like after the massive heat explosion you guys got last time, you may not really want to take bargains around heat right now. So I may offer you.
We also have Crowsvale this time, so we don't have to worry about
that is true.
So much heat this time.
That is true. You have Crowsvale. That changes things a lot. You can sacrifice a coin if you want, to just smooth the way here. That would give you a decent devil's bargain. You could make some sort of deal or promise to this guy during this interaction where he's suspicious, you're manipulating him. If you throw in a future consideration of some kind, that may grease the wheels. Money could do it too, but you could also just sort of make him a promise of some sort that he might believe. Those are my ideas right now.
Okay, I think I'm good. I'm just gonna roll the consort with the bonus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. The crowd goes crazy about it.
Yeah.
There's people right outside my window. I'm gonna
this-
mute myself.
You said this was controlled, or
No, sorry, I didn't say. This
Oh.
is risky.
okay, risky.
It's risky with standard effect.
Standard effect, and then there's one bonus die. And here we go. Boom! Fuck yeah!
Did you get a 6?
A 5.56,
Boom.
motherfucker.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Not just the six.
Fucking
Five,
not
five,
only
six.
serve those drinks.
Don't stop wasting all your rolls, man.
Oh my god!
I have to
Why would-
believe, man.
Why would you do
You're
that?
gonna roll like an actual thing. and
Oh,
it's-
that's
Dude,
terrible.
Getting warmed up.
All right.
Good job, Wheat. Nice job.
Yeah.
So Wheat comes out carrying the tray with his feet. He's literally doing backflips. He's on fire.
Dude, I mean, Cataby's like got some pretty sick sleight of hand, man. Like, yeah, she starts like, you know, kind of flipping the mugs a little bit and just like nailing them in everyone's hands as they're
Kylie,
like
I mean-
grabbing. And before you know it, she's just like, and everyone's got a drink in their hand.
Nice, yeah. And the personal guard, like, you're just passing out drinks to the workers. Apparently, this is Chief Helker, not Master Helker. This is Chief Helker's orders. Their charge, Lady Clave isn't here. She's not in any danger. So he starts to approach and give you a hard time when you drop Chief Helker's name and the workers surge forward. He just is like, meh, this is fine, and backs off. And before you know it, I think you like draw them. They don't want to like leave the work site completely because they might, who knows, you might fire them or dock their pay or something. But you're able to draw them up the mouth of the dry dock, kind of under the prow, right under the prow of the ship, where there's some steps built in just below the level of the dock planks, and it's like a temporary bar set up right there at about bar height where the stairs are, and you're able to just boop, you and Rune start serving them out.
I just imagine. Do you guys remember the arcade cabinet called Tapper?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it just.
Yep.
love that game. So fun. Especially the arcade version with the tap pulls, the handles.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it totally goes the way you wanted, and setup action done. And you're like handing the baton off to Team Bravo here.
And this is where things
Oh,
get
wait.
interesting, John.
Yeah. Sorry, Anne, go ahead.
Well, you have a 3 in consort, right? Cataby.
A 2.
What's that?
Oh, it says 3 on the thing, doesn't it? On this sheet that we're looking at, right? The main screen, it says 3 under consort.
Oh, that actually is incorrect.
Okay, so you only have 2. Okay.
Yes, that was corrected after the first show, and John caught it, and it was my mistake.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
you
cool.
you currently have 2 now. It's correct now. Yes.
Sweet. I just wanted to make sure that I actually like needed to take the stress for the bonus die.
Yeah, and that roll was correct. It was his 2 and your bonus die. Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
people would
we-
call it cheating. I call
Someone-
it coloring the events.
It was mistakes were made,
Yeah.
and they didn't actually help. So it was fine.
My cam's not dark. Careless firm is dark in the heart.
Yeah.
We
right.
talked about this.
That's right. The light is on. The light, that's just the natural darkness you emit. That's
He emits
canceling.
darkness.
It's a canceling.
He
Yeah,
absorbs the light. Okay,
I'm
so we've served the beverages.
you have. And we cut to engagement with Aldo and Mr. Firm entering the vessel with their caps pulled low, overalls on, like some tools, like which will not stand up to any scrutiny, right? You didn't actually like get anything good. If someone is like, "What's in here?" It's just like basically nothing, some rocks or something,
Yeah.
But
One hammer.
it's very smooth. It's Ocean's 11 style, right? Like we go from the close up on Miss Cataby and like rack focus in the background, and the only workers not drinking are these 2 people like going into the guts of the ship, like in
Uh-huh.
the background.
Sneaky dudes.
And as you go inside, so they've opened up the side and you're in this sort of rib cage of the ship. A lot of stuff has been taken out. It looks like the ship got just wrecked last time it went out. It's got giant holes punctured through the side, and they've had to take out the interior armor too, and all the various systems of the ship that keep it afloat. It's going to be here for a while. It got really, really ruined during its last encounter. So at first, it's like this cathedral kind of space. You're walking through this dark chamber that's usually filled with decks and stuff, and the ribs of the ship are there, and the workers have hung some electroplasmic lamps in various places that are swinging, and these rib-like shadows are passing back and forth, and as they sweep one way, we see your faces caught in the light, and then as they sweep the other way in the darkness next to you, Myth materializes, the shadowy dog with the embers for eyes, and pauses for a second and looks around, sort of sniffs. And back at the bar, we see Rune's face and the connection made there between her and Myth and the magic book with the mark. And Myth confidently heads towards the back where a metal ladder that usually goes up through several decks, which have been taken out, goes up to kind of the sub deck, the one above the top deck of the ship. And Myth circles the bottom of the ladder and then sort of vanishes in the darkness, and this tendril of smoke goes up to the top, ready for you to follow him. So we're going to make the engagement roll and see what happens when you guys emerge into the bowels of the vessel there. Is it off to a good start or not?
I just stop and I look at Careless. Well, here we are. That's it. I just want to say that. That's it.
I like it.
Nice. Who wants to roll the dice?
Well, John.
Who's leading this phase of the operation?
Come on.
Jeff.
Come on.
Jeff, who's leading this phase of the operation?
It's
Jeff.
Me. And honestly, there's been way too many 5s and 6s, so I'm super excited about this roll.
Way too many. So, Leviathan Hunters. Leviathan Hunters are a faction in the game. I'm going to click open our faction reference sheet here. They are tier 4.
Okay.
You guys are tier 0.
Mm-hmm.
So you're starting out with 0 dice for your engagement here. So that's cool.
Go on.
That would basically be the end of it, except that they are not currently tier 4, right? They're not fully staffed. They're not at their full strength. So that would knock them down 1, let's say, or 2, maybe 2. So that's still 2-0. But then you had a setup plan, which went really well, perfectly, actually. Not critically well, but very, very well.
Yeah.
And kind of removed most of the obstacles that were in your way. You don't have to say we applied the cortical stimulators, but we're unable to receive, right? You don't have to talk to anyone to fool them that you're actual workers or anything. So I think I'm feeling a whole die. I don't think you're stuck at 0. I think you get a die of engagement here. Even though this is serious challenge. Yeah.
Am I rolling fortune? Is it roll fortune?
Roll fortune. Yep. If you in the notes, if you want to put engagement, just to make it clear, you can do that.
Engagement. Yeah. So you're giving us 1 dice.
1 die. Yeah. You guys don't have any. There's some crew special abilities that would give you bonus dice here, but you guys don't have those currently. So
excellent.
I think it's just the 1.
So I changed it from 0 to 1, right? Just to be sure, because I think in the past was
yeah, and so just statistically, 0 is roll 2, take the worst, and so this is a pretty big jump in terms of odds. So
yeah, I'm feeling really lucky about it.
I think everything's gonna go great. I'm positive. There it is. There it is. Thanks. I appreciate that, Jeff. I mean, it can't all be 6s. Yeah. It would just be boring.
No, that's what I'm here for,
it
guys.
It could be. If someone was better at dice, maybe. More training.
I like it.
Nice. Okay, so before we take our break, let me describe the situation you find yourself in. You get to the top of the ladder, and there's a hatch, like a metal hatch with a wheel that you turn to open it. So you work on that. It's not super loud or anything, but you get it open. The hatch bangs open. You're in. There's a dark corridor. Myth, you see his eyes burning in the darkness. Kind of, you stumble forward. There's no light in here. There's light under a door. Myth like stops and sort of like points at the door, and his back arches and he growls under his breath for a moment. And you hear the sound of electroplasmic discharge, like a Jacob's ladder, like that kind of thing. And there's a spark pop. This ozone odor fills the air suddenly. Someone goes, shit, fuck. There's a flash of light, and the door just bangs open suddenly out of nowhere. And there's a large man wearing shirt sleeves and a leather apron. He's covered in tattoos, some kind of veteran sailor type. And behind him is a chamber of the ship that's filled with various equipment that runs the ship. It's all the electrical systems of the ship come through here. There's circuit breakers and cabling and wires, and there's some kind of Frankensteinian machine in the middle that clearly he was working on. And beyond him are 3 other workers, sailor types, big ropey forearms and tattoos. And this guy's, his shirt is on, half of his shirt is on fire. He's wearing this leather apron, which is kind of on fire. And he bangs the door open and charges at you, like swatting, like, and the machinery behind him is sparking and throwing off sparks. And the sailors are like, whoa, and they're all moving away from it as it starts to, like, the dynamo is just going crazy and throwing sparks everywhere. And the guy's like practically running into you. On the far side of the room, you see Lady Clave, which I have her portrait here. She doesn't quite look like this, but in person. But this is, I'll put it up on the Roll20 thing. There she is.
Proper Lady Clave.
I like her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a helmet.
Yeah, it's like a helmet. Yeah.
Her name is Mildred.
She's dressed in her working gear, somewhat similar to what Rune wears, like leathers and belts and stuff. And she has a tricorn captain's hat.
Wears
and
it better because
yeah, I mean, you definitely wear it better. Hers is not very stylish. It's very worn down and practical. And clearly they were like working on this thing and doing something. And it went to hell at the exact wrong time. Like right when you were poised to make your move, they bang open and run into you in the hallway. So we will find out what you guys do about that when we come back.
Nice.
We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a bit.